Hey guys, welcome back. This is The Journey, and I'm Wolf. And we are here on Goldcrest Valley again. So we opened up there with a cultivating contract, and we have another one to go yet. We'll jump into this Fent. This is a smaller field. We'll get over there and we'll get that started. And it actually looks like a bigger cultivator, so I'm not really sure why we're using this one on a smaller field, but that's what they gave us. This won't take long at all. So as you can see, the money went up. What we just did was a cultivating job on a potato field that we harvested between episodes, and we are literally going down here. I'll show you where we're going on the map for the next one, which was another potato contract. So this was the one, this is the other one. So we will go down here and we will cultivate it as well and collect on those two contracts. And then talk a little bit about what we intend to do here next. That's the field to the right that we just finished. We're getting late in the day in September here. Next month, I'm sure, is going to be a harvest month. Talk about what we're going to do. We're starting to get some money in the bank, so the ability for us to consider borrowing some money is beginning to make more sense. And the borrowing money situation would enable us to begin to decide what we want to do. I'm thinking pretty strongly that we would maybe buy ourselves some land here in Goldcrest Valley and build our farm right here, as opposed to packing up and moving on somewhere else again. So thinking about maybe just buying a piece of land, throwing down a little house, and then if we can, buy a farm field that we can harvest off of. Now, unfortunately, we'll continue to have to do contract work because we just won't be big enough to be able to have enough to keep us busy and make enough money right off the top to be able to farm right off the bat, or to be self-sustainable right off the bat. So that is kind of the thought. And at least we're making progress towards our own farm. You know, I think maybe chickens and sheep might be the direction that we would start. Both of those are fairly simple. Get a hay field or a grass field. Get a small grain field. Maybe wheat or sorghum or something. And we would have the ability then to feed our animals. And then we would start small and let them multiply as they will, and hopefully as they multiply, so will our ability to feed them and take care of them. Both of those kind of have to go hand in hand. What I really don't want to do is to borrow the money to get started and then not have enough money to even be able to pay the monthly bills. So that's not really how we want to do things. So we need to give some thought to this, obviously. We're going to let GPS just guide us here so that we're going to end up with the proper width at the end of the day. So I was looking at a place, a field that I kind of like. A nice backdrop of the mountains. I have not checked the price of that field yet to see how expensive that might be. And again, you know, we're going to start small here and build our way up because, you know, that's really the way it would happen in real life. Now, we may borrow $500,000 in order to be able to get started. But I'm thinking about maybe holding off just a little bit until we get through current harvest season. And then at that point in time, taking out our loans. So there might be one more episode, or there might be one more month. I'm just thinking about timing in my mind here. There might be one more month or two, where I kind of work off camera. I do a bunch of harvesting contracts, which are going to be coming up because October's coming around. And then maybe seeing where we are money-wise. Getting our land. Getting our animals started. And then in December and January, we can hopefully just buy enough feed to take care of the animals from one of the local farmers over the winter time. And that would give them a chance to you know, begin to mature and produce. And then in the spring, we would have, hopefully the goal would be to have a couple fields to plant, and then to also have maybe some equipment where we can do some planting for other farmers, and maybe even some springtime fertilizing contracts, and to begin to build up our bank account again. We do have to have a source of income coming in. And I don't know if there is a plot of land, or if on our plot of land, if maybe there are some trees to harvest that we could sell. I don't know. There's a lot to think about when it comes to trying to do this from scratch, really. And then being able to sustain and make money just organically on your own equipment and your own farm land. Not a simple task. People, a lot of people that are putting out videos for Farming Simulator and stuff, they're really not. You gotta have something to make something. And they're doing some things primarily, a lot of it I see is with grass and silage and timber to bring in the money. And all of that is financing their farming efforts. I'm not really sure that's the route I want to go. Like, what would a real farmer do? He's not going to go buy this big tract of timber that has hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of timber on it and start cutting it. And he's not going to buy a timber mill. He's not going to buy a furniture factory. So, yeah, some serious thought, I think, needs to happen in order to figure out a way to do this purely as a farmer in real life would do. And as much as it maybe doesn't make for great content, so we might skip through it, as we started out the series talking about how do you make money in the real world. Well, you go work for somebody. That's how you make money. So, if we want to be authentic in this process, it's pretty hard to consider doing this without doing a lot of contract work. Which means that that's not really the most entertaining content, which means I have to do that off camera in order to continue to steadily build up the farm, steadily build up the bank account, be able to pay off the loan interest every month. So yeah. kind of where I'm at. It's kind of what I'm thinking. I wouldn't mind having this rig right here, honestly. I'm gonna tidy this up a little bit up top here. We can do that. Yeah, it's a nice rig. We are going to, when we start farming, we are going to do precision farming. I think that's important to maximize our yield. That typically means direct drilling our fields. But again, I want to do this in the right way, which means that when you, say, for example, harvest a cornfield, it's going to need to be plowed or cultivated. When you harvest a, say, for example, a wheat or a sorghum field, that probably needs to be at a minimum mulched before you plant in it, even though it's direct drill. Direct drill doesn't mean that you necessarily just plant right over top of wheat stubble. Where I'm from, I see the farmers, they do direct drill, but they come in after, say, a corn harvest, and they chop up the corn stalks that are remaining into the soil. They mow over, say, for example, soybean stubble in the fall after they're done harvesting to get it prepared for the next year. Things of that nature is what they're doing in between harvesting. So I would follow suit and do that kind of work as well. And I might do a little bit of research actually on that very topic to make sure that what I'm seeing is, the way farmers would actually do it in real life, and we'll mimic that process, even though maybe it's not a requirement in Farming Simulator. We want to emulate proper farming as it is in the real world. Get back up here, we'll collect on our contract, and then we will take a look at the field I was looking at and see where and if that is a possibility for us to maybe purchase here late fall. I'm gonna call that good enough. Okay, I'll say welcome back, but you guys probably didn't know that I was gone. Anyways, so something came up right about the time I was getting ready to collect on these last two contracts that we just did for cultivating. So I had to stop and stop recording. So I came back then when I was able to start recording again, and I didn't hit the record button. So now I've collected on these two contracts,
And that's really about all I did, other than talk a lot about what we were planning to do. So I'll go back over that again. So we did collect 2 contracts, so we're up to $161,000. um, One of the mods that I use, just to help me get around a little quicker, is the Easy Development mod. There's a lot of different options down here. I highly recommend it, but what I'm going to use it right now for is the run multiplier, so that we can get down here to show you what I'm thinking. So, oh, I also need to turn off that. Okay, so yeah, so we are at 161,000, getting close to the point where we could give some consideration to buying a piece of property. I think I've decided that we're going to stay. Just look at this map. This is just a beautiful map. I just love it. I really do. So um, I think what we're going to do is we're going to build up our own farm here from scratch. And what I'm thinking about doing is coming down into this corner down here. I just really like this area down here. There's a nice bridge here. There's a creek running through. There's also, I'm specifically talking about this piece of land right here. There's already a shed down here that we can utilize when we buy this piece of property. Pretty large farm field to get started with. And I'm thinking a couple things. I think I've mentioned it, but I think we're going to look at trying to get some chickens. We're going to look at trying to get some sheep. I also think that we'll try to put down um, a beehive or two to get some honey going that we can sell and make money also. But what I'm thinking is, look at the map. Said I have the ability to just kind of purchase and use all of this, vacant land, basically. Now I'm not going to. I'm gonna. I'm gonna buy this. It's $0. Okay, for $0. Excuse me, for $0. So we own that. Now, I'm not gonna run around and cut trees and try to make money off of that vacant land. Really, the reason I bought it is that I want to have the ability, like right in this area, when we buy our farm field to get started, is to just put up a nice little log cabin. Show you what I'm thinking. So there are some kind of pricey. This little job right here, I just really like. See it. I just really like this house. I think that it can fit in well with the backdrop of this property. You can see those pine trees, which I love the pine trees. The mountain back there. So what I do want to do to make sure that this goes right is that I want to do some landscaping here to be able to fit this in, right? So we're going to go to landscaping. We're going to level this out in this area. We'll make it look nice afterwards, but I want to just level some of this out to make sure that our house will fit nicely. Okay, then we'll do smoothing action here. This doesn't have to be super smooth because after all, it is a mountainside. Some of this stuff should be smooth. Some of the rough edges. Fix this a little bit. Crevice right there. That hole. Fix this there in a second. Smooth. Kind of just smooth this off. That. Stone. I don't have that stone texture, so we'll come back in here. We'll just kind of we'll take some grass, you know, in this area where we see green. There's texture in there. Some green around here. I'm not sure what the house is going to keep. Trying to make this look natural-ish. Make it look like it was been here and it wasn't something that I just did. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good, right? It's not bad. I like it. So then maybe we'll even do this today. How crazy would that be? Take our farmhouse, slip it back in here, and I like the fact that, as you can't really see it, but it has stone around it as well. Just kind of push that back. Yeah, we're going to spend our first money here. That's where I want it. And yeah. Okay. That did do some of that, so we'll do some more smoothing. Just look a little better. So it's not quite the abrupt adjustment. Let's just see what that looks like. And I'm okay with this. Let's let's go ahead and do a bit of a driveway here. Just gravel. I'm gonna come off to the side of the house. Actually, let's do dirt. Let's do a dirt. Kind of match up with this. Do right back to there. Okay, and we get a vehicle someday. We can actually park it. Okay, then let's take some grass. Paint. But I'm okay with that stone right there. Paint some grass in. Actually, we'll do a sidewalk. Some grass in, and then we'll do a sidewalk. So let's also do as small as we can go. Some flowers in here, just randomly. Make it look nice. Just along here. Some yellow interspersed here. Side. Sure. Side. Some dirt. Some grass growing. Sure. Side over here. Just kind of randomly. Sure. Why not? Bush here there. Bush here and there in the front yard maybe. Paint. Let's do a little bit of gravel. Just on a sidewalk, nothing big. Get this pushed just a little. Okay, then dirt. Just edge a little bit with the driveway. Let's see what we got here. So this right here is the start. I like it. I like it a lot. It looks really nice. Okay, so let's go up here, the top of the hill here. I was having trouble because this is the top of the map here, but guys, this is the beginning of the farm. Okay. Finally spent a little bit of money. Fireflies off in the distance. This is the beginning of the farm. So we will shack up here and there's the house. I seriously, like in real life, I could live here. I'd have no trouble whatsoever. Go to bed here. There's our bed. Got lights. It's in the house. It's nice. This is the bathroom. Nothing great. Come in here. Change our clothes. Okay. Actually, why don't we just do that? Let's throw on a new sweatshirt. It is fall. I don't know why my hair is ginger. I did not do that. Just a blue jeans guy. I just am. It's not my hair. We're gonna fix that. That's not me. I don't it's like that. Color, that's strange. Dark is better. Should have the beard the same color. Oh, it is dark brown. Yep. Boots. We could throw on some work boots too. So can I change the color on these? Actually have a pair about like that. Select back. Alright, so I got our clothes changed. So let's go back out here. So yeah, here's the deal. Okay. Beautiful night. Here's the farm. And we're going to leave it here. We're going to roll into October. We're going to work hard. I may do some contracts off camera. I may do them with you. I'm not 100% sure yet. And we'll be back for another episode. And we'll begin to get some things rolling. We have some equity now. Okay, we have a house. We are going to buy this field probably in the spring. So we'll have some money in the bank. That all enables us to potentially take out a loan to get some money to be able to start to do some farming. We're probably going to have to lease some equipment to get started. We're going to keep our eye hard on the used market. Let's just jump real quick up here, see what they got in the used market. Vehicles or for equipment. We're not going through a lot of time. This is still only a couple months in, so this equipment is not changing much. So we need to be working on that as well. Get that taken care of. Get some months under our belt so we start to see some things swapping out here on equipment. So this is interesting. It's only 15,000. But it's not that great of a deal, so we're going to hold off on that. So that's where we're at. To run up to take down the old tent because we got ourselves a house. So let's go ahead and sell the tent. We don't need that anymore. We'll make a little bit of money on it, 24 bucks. Let's sell our light outside. And I'm going to get rid of this because we are no longer to have to pay for that rent. We were paying 200 bucks rent in order to be able to stay here. So now we should be able to head home. Alright, so this is the episode. Stay tuned. Give me a like. Subscribe. Leave a comment. And we'll be back right here again on Goldcrest Valley where we'll continue to build our farm and to realize our dream as a farmer. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you again next time. Have a good night. Bye-bye.